All right, all right, all right. So today's build is gonna be the Wind Druid, and I am pretty sure that what I've put on him right now is basically the best gear you can put on him, in my opinion. I tried a 5 bow helmet. I have this +3 Hurricane, +3 NATO with 2 to all skill, and I really think that the faster cast at 163 is a better choice than the 5 NATO pelt. But it's definitely good both ways. It works both ways. And, it's one of those builds that I, it's there's one issue in my opinion with this build, and it's controlling the tornadoes where they actually go. Whereas on a PC you have the mouse and you can move the mouse an inch at a time, but with the controller you basically only have 4 directions basically, like forward, backward, left, and right, and it limited. It gives you a limit to how easy you can control the tornadoes. But besides that one point, I don't I don't see any issues with this build. This build just runs through pretty much everything. There is of course room for a little improvement on what I got here, so you can definitely get some better gear. And there is certainly also um, I don't have a Thunder Charm, so I could put a Thunder Charm on him as well, but I didn't really feel like it was needed too much when you meet a physical immune. The Hurricane does decent damage to it, so it's nice. You just have to stand there and wait for a second. I'll leave them behind and move on. Um, but yeah, so let's go over the gear real quick. We got an superior flail with a Hodo inside, 39 all res, pretty decent. 14 ED, not that that matters. We got Trangol's gloves. We got a caster ring with some all res, some life, some mana, and some dexterity. We have Arachnid's Mesh and another faster cast ring with basically no life, no mana, and some lightning and fire res. And we got a 10 faster cast amulet in order to hit our 163 faster cast breakpoint. This has a little bit of mana and 16 to strength, which does help me put on a Spirit Monarch without having to put a lot of hard points into strength. It's only 34 faster cast, but it really doesn't matter. It could be 33 and it would still let me hit the breakpoint. So that's why I didn't really bother re-rolling it anymore. We got some random ass treks I found. I will probably be swapping those out for a pair of ones at some point in the future, but it's not super necessary, so I'm not too pressed about that part. We got an MP Enigma, and we have this beautiful, beautiful Coronet, 2 Druid skill, 20 faster cast, 7 faster hit recovery, 114 AR, 7 strength, 17 dex, and 12 all res. So this is basically the best I could find on JSP. So that's where I got it from. I didn't find this one myself. But that was the best one I could find that wasn't completely outrageously expensive to buy. Yeah, and then of course, we got some skillers, and then we have a torch. We got an Annie, both 1820s. We got some small charms with some res on them, just to max out the resistances. And we got a CTA 364 with in an Eth double axe, and then an Eth Monarch with a spirit inside just for the bow. And then we have the skills. You max out Cyclone Armor, maxed out the Twisters, the Tornadoes, and the Hurricane. And then we put 1 point into each of these to get to the Grissy. And then we maxing out this one. Still need 2 more levels to max this out. Currently we at level 92. Max res is all full. I am doing max block right now. I don't think you actually need it, but I am running it right now just to kind of fill it out. And we are looking at 164 faster cast, 82 faster hit recovery, so I do need 5 faster hit recovery small charm at some point in the future, which I do have on non-ladder, waiting for him with fire res on. So that's probably the one that's going on him to hit the 86 faster hit recovery. Yeah, I think that's about it for the basics. Then the mercenary we're running on this build is a inside merc, and he is wearing a ethereal chain of honor for the 8 life stall per hit, and then we got the cure helmet on him for the cleansing aura to basically remove all the negative effects like poison, frozen, or any of the curses you might get. So this works really well with him because he's already, as you see, 3k health with max block is pretty freaking decent. Yeah, he as I said, he does really good damage. I also feel like you have to spam the NATOs a little bit just in order to send them. You see how I'm like trying to move between the targets, so I'm spamming them in more than one direction at a time, because they do sometimes not hit their targets, they go like right past them, and that can be somewhat annoying, especially with like Diablo or. And you'll see that once we get to Diablo that it is not the fastest when it comes to killing one of the bigger bosses. It's not bad or anything, but it's just comparing it to a couple of the other builds, it's definitely not as fast as they are, but it's still really, really valid, and it's a great build. It's very safe. It's not one of those builds you feel like you get one-shotted on by any means, especially not right now with the max block. I haven't died on him, I think, since he was a low level. It feels really, really, really safe. I would probably advise people, if they are playing hardcore and they never played it hardcore before, then this might be a good way to start out playing hardcore. It feels, as I said, very safe and very manageable, and the summons actually help quite a bit. So for instance, in the throne room you'll have a lot of dolls sometimes, and they will do a shit ton of damage to you no matter which build you're running. So with the summons, I can kind of let the summons hold back the dolls, so I don't have to stand right next to them when I kill them, and that does help out a lot in terms of clearing the throne room out. So I do like this build a lot. I haven't played it forever, but I decided I wanted to remake my old Druid somewhat. So that's what I did, and I'm pretty satisfied with how it runs right now. It's just one of those builds that has always been, you could say, at the top end of the builds. It's in my opinion, it's definitely not number one, but it's up there. It's among the top builds for sure, and it definitely holds its own. So you see how the wolf just basically blocked the Doom Knights from getting to me, and that's why I have these summons out. It's not so much that they do any kind of damage, it's they are just my meat shields that hold back the enemies, so I can throw the tornadoes uninterrupted without having to really think about. You see I'm poisoned now, but that poison will disappear really, really, really fast. Yeah, it just really works out. Like it works really well, and it feels very tanky. It's not the fastest in terms of running and stuff like that, but it does feel very nice teleporting. And as you can see, it's not the fastest at killing Diablo either, but it's safety over speed on this build. I feel like it's a lot more safety um, than it is about speed, and that's why I highly suggest this as a hardcore build, because on hardcore you really have to build for safety more so than you have to build for speed, and this build feels like it does the job really, really well, and it has tons. You have ton of life, like 3k life is pretty decent. It's of course not. I could go full Vita build and have probably around 5k health ish, I would say, in that area. But yeah, man, it's a great build. It works phenomenal. It runs anywhere in the game. It's doing really well in terror zones with a group, by yourself. It just does really well, and it's a great support character. So if you're playing with, let's say, a team, it's a really, really great support character. It provides a shit ton of life for all players, and it has decent damage. You have the cleansing aura, and yeah, it's. I'm fairly happy with how it turned out and how it's performing, and I'm really happy with the speed, the clear speed. The only, as I said, problem is really doing Diablo or Bale. Those two bosses takes a little bit longer to kill, but other than that, it's just it's running phenomenally as it is right now. Um, and I don't think, other than the F tracks and a better, faster casting, I don't really think there's anything else I want to change on it. Um, I don't think there's room for major upgrades. Of course, I could get a little bit more skillers with life on him. I only have one out of these, um, and I would say like 30 plus lifers, like the whole way through, would definitely make a massive difference in the life pool. But yeah, it's 5k damage with the 163 faster cast breakpoint. It's pretty decent. I think it's fairly well built the way I've done it. If you have some suggestions to upgrades that I haven't named, then please put it in the comments, and I will test it out and try it out and see if it works better or not. I do have a regular not bow helmet. What the fuck am I talking about? I have a regular 5 NATO pelt on non-ladder that he'll get into his stash whenever he goes non-ladder. So it's currently a ladder character, but once he goes non-ladder, I'll provide him with the 5 NATO pelt I have. Let me just show it to you guys. 1 second. So here we are. This is my 5 NATO pelt. It's a nice ass looking green wolf pelt with 2 to Druid skills, 3 to NATO, 1 to Volcano, and 1 to Solar Creep. We got 2 live, 16 16 lightning res, and then repairs the repair mod. So it's a fairly nice one. I'm definitely super happy with this one, and I'm thinking it'll have to either go a Cham rune in it, a Burr rune, or a very nice jewel of some kind. What to exactly put in it, I haven't decided yet, but whenever he goes down ladder, I'll figure out what exactly I'm putting in it. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, or if you have suggestions to other types of content that you really want to see, then please do put a comment underneath the video and subscribe if you want to be notified when the next video is up. Yeah, sure. I'll catch you guys later, and have a very nice day.